Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. So, don't die when you go to the beach. So, guys, a lot of people this year, and we're only in July, beginning of July at that, are dying as they go to the beach. And this is because they're going into the water and they are, I guess, surprisingly being taken out by the riptides, right? Or rip currents. And I think there's a difference between the two. But for this video, we're going to talk about a basic thing to do if you're caught in riptides, right? Now, clearly, guys, there was a lot of people, actually in June, there were, if I'm not mistaken, on record, at least from what I read, I think 6 people that died in the riptide. And 9 people 2 days ago in July, which is July 2nd, here in the Jersey Shore, had to be saved. 9 because of the rip currents or riptides. Now, a lot of people, guys, they go out to the beach and they think that, oh, well, if the water's up to my waist, I'm okay as long as it's not up to my neck. The water can be up to your knees, not your knees, sorry, your hips, right, or your waist, and take you out. It can start pushing you. And then if it's strong enough, it can actually take your legs out from under you. And then there you go. You're in with the rip current. And what happens when people get into the rip current or tide is they fight against that tide. Don't. You fight against the tide, you tire yourself out, and you make matters worse, and you end out further than you really want to be. Now, when you are in the current, if you will, that's shifting you out to sea or whisking you out to sea, however you want to look at it, you have to go parallel the beach. That is along with the beach and not fight against it back to the shore, right? So don't go to the shore and fight back and lose that energy, burn out, and then get carried out to sea. Swim, keep your head about you, keep yourself above water, keep your head, and then swim parallel to the beach. This is going to, guys, be the better option for you. And the swimming distance with rip currents are normally a few feet. If I'm not mistaken, anywhere between 10 to 20 feet wide. And a lot of people can swim that. And once you're out, you'll notice you're out, and then you start swimming back to shore. And even then, if you're swimming back to shore, some people will advise that you swim diagonally back to the shore and not straight ahead, but diagonally to the shore, just in case you run into a rip current again, and then you swim parallel across the beach. The people that have died so far were a couple who got caught out in Florida. They were from Pennsylvania. They left, if I'm not mistaken, 6 kids behind between the both of them. The father had 3 kids, the mother had 3 kids, and they were dating. And he went to rescue her, and they both wound up dying, leaving 6 kids on the beach by themselves. Imagine that shit show. 2 kids in Brooklyn were carried out to, I wouldn't say out to sea, but the riptides got them, and they found their bodies just a couple of days ago. Their bodies were so decomposed, they had to wait to identify them. Now, anybody who found them knew it was those 2 kids, but nonetheless, they still got to do the medical thing to make sure it's them. And it wasn't like another body, which we have seen numerous times in New York. We found the body. We think it's the guy who was carried up by the riptide. Oh, wait. No. This guy's Italian. He's from the spaghetti family. Shit, this was a hit. Now they have a whole new fucking set of homicide rules for that. So, anyway, then they had, if I'm not mistaken, there were 2 more people that died early this year, meaning in June, from riptides. People are dying all the time because they're going out there, guys. They're getting caught in the riptide and they're panicking. Panicking, like I said before, guys, can kill everything. It can freeze you up. You can lose your train of thought. If you knew how to do something and you started panicking, that goes out of the window. Once panicking sets in, once fear sets in. Don't get scared. And listen, it's easy for me to say this, but I've been caught in that before, and I am a shitty swimmer. I'm the world's worst swimmer, right? I'm the opposite of Michael Phelps. I'm just bad. But I got out of that situation by not panicking. It was late at night in Florida. I walked into the water thinking that the level of water was to my knees like it was during the day. So this was like Deer Beach or Deerfield Beach in Florida. And in the day, the water was up to my knees. And you were able to walk out a good half mile, 3/4 of a mile out before it started moving up to your hips. I just wanted to go in to get my feet wet, and I sank in. I dropped in, actually, and the current started taking me out. And instead of panicking, I started moving sideways, found the non-current water, if you will, and then dove my hands into the sand to climb back up into the beach. Because for some reason it created a drop-off, which I didn't understand. And I went out the next morning and it was smooth. It was weird. But anyway, I was able to get out of that situation because I didn't panic. Another panicky situation is when I was walking at the base of a waterfall and the base cracked open and I fell into a hole just large enough for my fucking body to fit through. Now, at the time, I was like 180. And I remember sitting there, holding myself up, looking down, watching this water rush underneath my feet. And as I'm looking down, I'm like, if I fall into this, I'm fucked. I'm going to drown because I'm going to clog that hole and it's going to fill up. The two guys that I were with, they were older guys. They were ice climbing. And I refused to scream for help because I'm like, if I'm going to die, I'm not going to die like a bitch. And this was ego. And I was like 16 at the time, 16, 17 at the time. And I refused to scream like a bitch. And I didn't panic. I got my wits about me. I said, oh, I'll throw my body over the top and roll down so I don't create like another crack and sink into that. So I spreaded my weight across and I rolled down till I was like on rocks, and then I got out of the situation. Panicking, guys, it screws you up. And every time people get caught in the riptide, they panic. That's why most people die. They die because of panicking. Yes, the riptide killed them. But what killed them, the secondary part of them being dead or dying, is because of panic. Don't panic. Keep your head about you, figure it out, and get out of the situation. Now, yes, you have to figure it out pretty quickly. I'm not saying figure it out and do the Jeopardy theme music. Don't do that. You got to think fast. When you're in a situation that's dangerous, it's going to kill you, don't panic, but you have to think fast. Anyway, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.